Hello. It's been a bit. It's been quite a bit. And I am going to get into that. But anyway, hi, how are you doing? Welcome back to Introverts Talk 2. My name is Kirsten. I'm your host for this podcast. I was going to start off with saying, have you ever felt like you've taken in too much media and you can't take in anymore? I was going to start off with that, but I feel like that's an obvious feeling that everyone has felt at one point or another nowadays, that, you can't take in any more forms of media or social media. Everyone has experienced this. So I have, and this is something that I've experienced lately, where I feel like I've been taking in way too much media, too much entertainment, too much news, too much of everything, and I feel like I can't take in anymore. Or more so, maybe in the last 3 weeks, I felt like I couldn't take in any more content, and that caused me to kind of just distance myself from social media unintentionally. I haven't posted anything on, I'll say, any of my social medias, maybe with the exception of YouTube. I haven't really posted anything in a solid 3 weeks. And not because I'm on a social media detox or anything. I'm not. I didn't declare that I was on a social media detox or anything. I just haven't had the motivation to open the apps or open, oh, that's my cat. I was like, who is here right now? Okay, I'm sorry. I haven't had the motivation to open the apps. Definitely did not have the motivation to post anything. I think that's something that comes with being an introvert. Sometimes you're really ready to socialize and, put yourself out there and talk and have conversation. And then other times you really just do not feel like it. You don't feel up to it. You don't feel like you can carry a conversation if you had to. And this is definitely how I've been feeling lately. And that's kind of why I haven't posted a podcast episode. Not intentionally. I just haven't been able to get my thoughts straight because I feel like I've been taking in way too much media, way too much of everything. And I'm not just talking about social media. I'm talking about, news and, other things like that. I feel like I've just been taking in a lot. And I felt like my brain couldn't hold any more of that stuff. And that's also why I haven't really posted much on social media. I feel like usually I'm pretty consistent on social media. I'll post, every other day, if not daily. I'll post something, whether it's a story or it's a reel, or it's a story or it's a whole TikTok video, or it's a YouTube video, or it's a YouTube short. I don't know. Usually I'll post something on some social media platform every day, and I could not bring myself to do this. I really could not bring myself to make a post and put it on social media. And I was like, why can I not do this right now? And I honestly felt tired. I didn't feel like doing it. The thought of posting something on social media and then watching likes and comments and stuff like that roll in, and then having to respond to comments and watching my view count and stuff like that, and having to repost it on my story, just thinking about how many people I can get to watch this one video, trying to get as many people to watch this one video as possible. That thought exhausted me, and I did not want to post anything. I just did not feel the motivation to post anything because of, the aftermath of posting stuff on social media, which is having to respond to comments, which, listen, I really do appreciate comments. And when someone compliments my art, or someone DMs me and says my art looks nice, or someone DMs me about the podcast, I definitely appreciate it. But for whatever reason, during this specific time period of the last 3 weeks, I have not felt up to socializing on social media. I don't know what it is. And I definitely go through these periods of time where I am super active on social media, and then sometimes I just really cannot deal. I can't do it. And I don't know why. I haven't posted on any of my platforms really in I'll say a solid 2.5, 3 weeks. And I haven't really even had the motivation to open the apps. It wasn't intentional. I didn't intentionally say, oh, I'm on a social media detox. We're not doing this. I didn't intentionally say that, but I had zero motivation to even open the apps. And I found myself at the end of the day haven't opened TikTok once and I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't been on TikTok all day. That's really, really interesting. I don't know. That's weird because it's on my phone. It's totally available. I just haven't opened it and I just haven't had the want to open it, Anyway, let me tell you about my discovery of this exhaustion that I have and what led me to feel this way. I love the gym, right? I go to the gym all the time now. It's like one of my favorite things to do. Weightlifting is like one of my favorite things to do. It's so therapeutic, and to like watch yourself go from like not so strong to like getting stronger and seeing your muscles pop out and like getting stronger, lifting heavier weights each time you go to the gym. It's such a therapeutic experience and it feels so good to take care of your body in that way. I've been doing that a lot lately and I do love the gym, which means that my algorithm on my social media platforms also knows that I like the gym. So I get fed a lot of gym videos, a lot of gym influencers on TikTok and Instagram and even YouTube shorts and stuff like that. I get fed a lot of that. And if you are unfamiliar with gym influencers, which I'm sure you're not unfamiliar with them, they basically are just, showing you what they do in the gym the proper way. They're showing you maybe even their gym outfits. Like a lot of the gym influencers, like they'll show you their outfits and where to get them, and stuff like that. And I get fed a lot of these videos all the time. I noticed myself watching a lot of these videos and trying to implement some of the workouts that they say are best in the gym when I go to the gym. Some influencers are telling you the air quote proper way to do a specific workout, while another influencer is telling you their proper way to do that same exact workout. But those workouts, the way that they're doing it, it's contradicting each other, So I'll come across both of these videos. This one person says, do this workout this way. Stand like this with your posture like this, with your arms like this, with your feet shoulder width apart, and do it like this. But this other person says, do the same exact workout with your feet together, with a slight hinge at your waist, like, slightly bent, with your arms like this, and the other way to do it is incorrect. Don't do it like that. And I'm coming across all of these videos that are contradicting themselves. And by the time I got to the gym and I wanted to use this workout, I didn't even know what to do. I was so thinking about the videos that I watched and trying to use like their tips so much. I was so worried about that I got frustrated because all of these videos that I'm watching are contradicting themselves because they're people telling you to do the workouts in the way that works best for them, which is not their fault. Like, I'm not saying this in a way of like, oh, I don't like gym influencers, because I have them on my For You page and I watch their videos and they inspire me to get up and go to the gym. But this is totally my thing in my head. I'm not blaming anyone or anything, but these videos are contradicting themselves and it's causing me just more confusion in the gym, and it isn't even allowing me to try workouts for myself, fail if I fail, and then learn from my mistakes. It's just me watching videos and tutorials and tips. And if I don't know how to do it, I get frustrated. And I feel like if I didn't have that social media part, I would try these workouts. And if I mess up, I'll fix it the next time, But with these videos, I get so frustrated in the moment that I don't even want to try it anymore, Same, like I talked about in one of my previous podcast episodes, how I tried doing a workout called a hip thrust on the Smith machine. The first few times I tried it, I know I was thinking about all the social media gym influencers that are telling you the proper way to do it. And by the time I would get set for the workout, like I would get under the bar and I would get ready for it and I would do it in the way that they said to do it, but it just felt so uncomfortable. It didn't feel right. It felt like I was doing it wrong. So I would try a different way that another influencer suggested, and it still felt like I was doing it wrong. But what I needed to do was stop thinking about the influencer and stop thinking about social media tips and just try it in different ways that work for me. And that's when I it got better. And that's when I was able to do the workout comfortably, when I figured it out for myself, you know? So that's like when I realized that I was taking in too much maybe media and content, that I wasn't even allowing myself to think and try things for myself before I got like frustrated. You know what I'm saying? That was where I first realized this situation. And then I started thinking back to other times when I might have relied too heavily on social media tips and things like that. I have natural hair. Okay, this is another example. I have natural hair, which means, you know, my hair is naturally coily, very coily. I didn't always know how to properly take care of my hair in its natural state. And I feel like a few years ago, I'm not going to say a few, several years ago, the natural hair community started, you know, really getting popular on social media. I'm talking about more so. And like, you know, influencers would make YouTube videos on what products you should use that work best for your hair. That was when I first started hearing about hair typing. If you're familiar with the natural hair community, you'll know what I'm talking about. But if not, when I say hair typing, there's like this chart that goes along with your hair, right? So it goes from like 1A to 4C, right? So it'll be like 1A, 1B, 1C, 2A, 2B, 2C. 3A, and the farther you get on the chart, closer to 4C, the tighter curls that you have. Like 4C is the tightest curls that you can possibly have. And I would be following this chart so heavily that I wasn't learning my hair by just learning my hair, you know? So I would watch these different tutorials on, you know, YouTube or Instagram even, and they would tell you what products work best for your hair type, you know, what products you should buy, how to use these products properly, and everything like that. So I would, you know, watch these videos, and I would try to use their tips when it came to styling and taking care of my hair. And sometimes it would work. Sometimes I would go out and buy a product based on this one video that I watched, and I would use it and I would keep watching their videos, but then I would come across another influencer of some sort, and they would say, do not use those products. Those products will absolutely dry out your hair and break your hair off. Your hair is going to start falling out if you keep using these products, and that would scare me. So I would be like, okay, wait. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to dry my hair out. So I got to stop using these products and buy the products that they say are best for my hair. So I would go out to the store and buy some more hair products, you know? So right at this point in my life, maybe it was about like 5 years ago, I'll say, 4 years ago, I was drowning in hair products. I had so many hair products in like my bathroom that it was like, it was ridiculous. And I would keep buying these hair products based on what these influencers were saying. And some hair products worked very well for my hair. But some people would say, don't use those products. They're going to dry out your hair. Don't do it. They're not good for your hair. Even though when I used them on my hair, it worked perfectly fine and it made my hair feel really good. But because someone said don't use these products, I would not I would not continue to use them even though they worked for me. What I needed to do in this time was literally turn off social media and just use what works best for me. Because, I mean, that's what I do now. I don't watch as many of those videos because I believe that, you know, everyone has a regimen that works for them. Everyone has a, you know, set of products, I'll say, that works for them. But that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work for somebody else just because you have the same hair type. So I had to kind of distance myself from watching those videos and kind of just use what worked best for me. Not saying that those people who do those videos are saying anything wrong. They might be saying something that someone else totally agrees with, you know? But for me, the products that this person is using might not work best for her, but they work best for me, you know? So I'm not going to stop using this product just because this person doesn't like them or it doesn't work well for this person's hair. I'm going to use a product because it works best for me. And I'm not going to keep like throwing away products because this person said they're not good. So I kind of distance myself a little bit from that. I no longer kind of schedule my life around my hair. I used to do that a lot. Like I wouldn't do certain things because I gotta wash my hair today. Like today is the day that I have to wash my hair. You know, I can't do it tomorrow because tomorrow's not the day, you know? I am really a lot more lenient when it comes to like my regimen. This also happened more recently. This type of thing, this whole media stuff that I had trouble separating from my personal life, whatever. So in the last few weeks, like I said, I haven't really posted much on social media, but I have been doing something else that I don't usually do much, which is reading. I wanted to get back into reading so badly, but for whatever reason, I felt like I was wasting time when it came to reading. I was like, I am reading a book right now and I could be doing something else. I could be working towards something else. I could be working on a painting. I could be working on my website. I could be working on the podcast. I could be working on so many different things. And that would cause me to not read. That would cause me to be distracted. So whenever I opened a book, I would be so distracted that I don't even finish it. But recently, with this whole like social media thing that I can't really explain, me not being on it, I was able to sit down and really open a book and just focus on the book, and it was really refreshing. I'm not gonna lie. I read a book in 2 weeks, which is a record for me. And the last time I read a full book all the way through, it's been a bit. It's been a while. I'll say maybe 2014, 2015 is the last time I read a book all the way through really quickly. And I was like, that's not cute. Okay. I need to read more. I need to implement reading more in my life because, reading is absolutely amazing. It's great and it feels good to read and to finish a book and to be really engrossed in some type of story that, it allows you to escape a little bit, Is engrossed the right word? Sorry, going to Google right now. Okay. Whew. So I recently read this book that I randomly picked up in a Target and I read it all the way through in 2 weeks. And I feel like when you like a book or like anything, like a movie, like something, you go and you look up the author or the director or whatever, I don't know. And then you start, watching some more of their work or reading more of their work in my case. So I looked up this specific author and I noticed she had a lot more books that looked kind of similar to the book that I read. I was reading down the list of books she had and I came across this one book that happened to be a sequel to the book that I had just finished. And that was amazing. Like I was like, oh, okay, we have the same characters here. The main characters are now the side characters and the side characters are now the main characters. Couldn't be better, right? And I ended up on this website, I think called Goodreads, and they have the book listed, and then they also have the amount of stars that people have rated the book and like written out ratings, reviews, I'll say, for the book. So of course I start going down these reviews, and I, for whatever reason, hit the lowest reviews first. The reviews were like, I didn't really like this book. I think the author could have done better. The first book was better. I didn't really like her, the way she added in this or ideas or blah, blah, blah. So I was going down. I was like, oh, this doesn't look good. I don't know if I should read this book. Maybe I shouldn't get this book, blah, blah, blah. Maybe I shouldn't continue reading this. And I kept reading comments. As I'm scrolling down, the comments started getting more positive. And they're like, oh, this book is great, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why am I reading these? Why am I reading these right now? Someone might love a book that I hate. And someone might hate a book that I love. I had to stop myself and just kind of, get out of that whole page because I almost let these comments dictate whether or not I buy this book and read it, And I feel like that's okay to a certain extent, but when I first entered this page, I was extremely interested in this book, and I really wanted to buy it, and I really wanted to read it, because, like I said before, I read the first book to this series, and I was like, wow, these comments almost made me not go and buy this book, just because of someone's review, that maybe they didn't like this book, maybe they did like the first one better, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna like it, So I turned it off and went to Amazon and purchased it immediately. I have the book and I'm already halfway through the book and I really actually am enjoying the book. All I can say is that I'm so glad I did not let those comments dictate whether or not I bought that book. This kind of relates to my whole picture that I'm painting here because it's just another form of media that I feel like influences me in a way that I don't even realize. I have to kind of snap myself out of it. Like reading reviews, it's a form of media. It's a form of opinion from other people that you otherwise wouldn't know, without internet. Letting their opinion dictate your life, dictate like these certain things, like buying something as simple as buying a book and reading it. And I really felt like I was really tired of letting social media and, the internet in general just dictate how my life goes and how like in what I read and what I watch and how I do workouts, so that was just another instance in these past weeks that I realized like, wow, this is serious. Like the social media does have a huge impact on me, at least. It might not on someone else, but it does on me, and I don't like that. So I try to consciously not let it dictate my life. I was just holding my mic in one hand for like the past, how long have I been recording? Like 20 minutes, and it's totally cramped up. That's nice. Anyway, now one of the more obvious ones for me is like with this whole social media thing and letting social media dictate how you do something or how you intend to experience something. It has to do with like the whole college experience and everything. Before I went into college, I did watch a lot of college vlogs and stuff like that. I'll say before I went into this university that I'm in now, I watched a lot of vlogs, I watched a lot of stuff, and it was just like, wow, these people are having a great time. I can't wait. I can't wait. And obviously when someone is posting something, they're posting their best times. They're posting the times that, look the most aesthetically pleasing. They post the times that have less maybe frustration in it. I don't know. They're posting the good times, usually, I'll say. And when I came across those videos, it looked like college was just a bunch of good times, not much stress. You had stress, but you didn't have much stress. You had a lot of friends. You had a community of people your age, and it was great, and it was fantastic. And I'm not saying that people don't have that. I'm just saying that, I felt like that's the way college was painted online. I kind of let that get to me a little bit when I got to college, and I realized it wasn't really like that. I kind of allowed that to, like I said, get to me, and I was like, okay, I'm doing something wrong here, because college is not the way that it's shown on social media. It's not the way that people show it on social media. So what's going on here? And I kind of let that get to me, and I kind of turned myself off from college and the whole social life at college. And I was like, well, if I'm not going to experience it in the way that I'm quote unquote supposed to, when I say quote unquote, I mean air quote, like sarcastically, then I don't want to experience it at all, So I kind of allowed all of that media that I was watching, even now, like I see it a lot, college vlogs and college stuff. I mean, so many people are vlogging now, whether it's a whole YouTube vlog or it's a mini vlog on Instagram. You're seeing so much of like, all of these things. And I'm in college, so I feel like I see a lot of people my age who are in college having their experiences, and I realize how different my experience is from a lot of people. I recently realized it's not about their experiences and the experiences that all these people are putting out there. It's about the experience that I have, and not watching their experience of all of the good times that they're putting on social media make me feel down and make me feel bad and make me feel like I'm not experiencing college the proper way. I'm trying to kind of force myself out of that mindset. Like, if I'm not going to experience it like these influencers are, then I'm not experiencing it at all. This is why I kind of felt maybe exhausted, because I feel like it was affecting me. Media was affecting me in so many different ways that I didn't even realize. I think the only thing that you could do is, either if you can't distance yourself from social media or the media in general, which means like news stories and stuff like that, if you can't distance yourself from that completely, then you have to learn how to take in or absorb the content, but also be able to separate your life from the content, separate your life from the influencer, separate their experiences from your experiences, and live with them comfortably, I don't know if that makes sense, but the two experiences can coexist. It doesn't have to be one experience is the right experience, or one way to do a workout is the only proper way to do a workout. I feel like all of these things can coexist. It's not one way. I hate when videos start off with, you've been doing this all wrong your entire life. This is how you're supposed to do it. Well, no, I've been doing it the way that works best for me. That could be for anything, any type of video. I come across those videos a lot where they're like, you've been doing this workout all wrong your entire life, or you've been posting on social media all wrong. This is how you're supposed to post on social media. or you've been like, it's so many different things that like people are telling you you've been doing wrong your entire life, and the proper way to do it is right here in this video. Please watch, so you have to learn how to, like, I think, just take in that content, but also learn how to separate your life from that, and separate your experiences and the things that you do that works best for you from this other person and what works best for them, and I'm learning that a lot right now. I'm trying to get out of that mindset of, okay, this person said do this, so do this way, but anyway, that's it. That's all. I'm starting to ramble, and when I ramble, I say things that don't make sense, so we're going to stop here. Thanks for listening. If you've listened this far, my name is Kirsten. Again, I'm your host for this podcast, and I really appreciate if you have listened this far, or if you are a returning listener, and if you decided to click on my podcast, I really do appreciate it. If you want to follow me on my socials for this podcast, my Instagram is at introvertstalk2, and my TikTok is at introvertstalk2 podcast. I'm done. I digress. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Okay. That's it. Bye.